Okay guys, yes it is the one and only Hoppers, yet again for Eldar Racing. This is re-live of round number 5 of the WTSC here at the Nurburgring GP loop for round number 5 of the championship. It seems like, from looking at the grid at the moment, there was a depleted grid for race number 1 of the evening on Friday. Unfortunately I wasn't here Friday, so I couldn't give the live commentary and live stream for the WTSC guys. It seems there was only a handful of drivers. By looking at it, it was Bruno Batica, championship leader, setting the pace yet again in that Renault Megane V6, starting on pole position, followed by Nikola Stevanovic in the Repsol Mitsubishi Evolution, and then obviously you had the likes of second place Sampa in third place in the McDonald's Mustang, then followed by Nuno George in the M4 BMW, followed by Neil Smale and of course Jamie Hillman for the first of 7 lap races. So we'll get into the action very shortly. Just to give you a brief background, what has been happening over the last couple of race events. We'll go through the championship table just so it gives you a rough idea exactly how we've got to round number 5 here at the Nurburgring GP. It's a shame we're not on the Nordschleife, but you know, the lap times around the Nordschleife, especially in GR4 cars, are quite substantial. But going into the WSTC, going into round number 5, Bruno Batica, obviously championship leader in that Megane V6, seems to be adapting very well to it. He's actually on 260 points, which seems to be he's setting the pace with a couple of race wins there and then. And ultimately, at Big Willow, sadly, he lost a race win, obviously letting his compatriot Nuno George overtake him, which was very confusing in the last race of the evening at Big Willow. Obviously, last time out the Kyoto for quite a substantial hectic couple of races as well, and you know, it seems to be exactly how it goes. But obviously Bruno's on course for potentially lifting the title as we head towards Brands Hatch, Largo, and of course Interlagos. But at the Nurburgring, I'll be yet to see what happened. Obviously his nearest title challenger is Samuel Satilla, I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's on 223, so he's 37 points behind. Then you've got Nikola Stevanovic, who is actually alongside Bruno for race number 1 here at the Nurburgring on 210 points. Then you've got Nuno George on 140. And then you've got Neil Smale actually doing a fabulous job in 5th place. Neil has actually been almost thereabouts within the obviously with the podium, etc. He got 2nd place at the first round at Autopolis, so you know, he's there with 226 points. Then you got Andrew Ostler. I believe he was missing race number 1, but he was there for on 124 points, followed by Jamie Hillman, who actually is in the Frosties Lexus RCF. So you know, he is now on I believe he's actually now on 117 points, so it's pushing him thereabouts. Then you've got Brucey Collins, missed Big Willow due to uncertainty, and I believe he missed the Nurburgring as well with 98 points. Then you've got Nate Fletch. Yet again, obviously, I know, I understand things do happen, but he's on 95 is Nate Fletch in the other Lexus RCF. Then you've got Rasmus Omeron, who won't be returning to the championship. He unfortunately has had unfortunate issues within Big Willow, which has cost him quite a bit within the championship. So after Big Willow, he decided, after race number 1 up there, he was no longer going to be taking part in the championship, which is ultimately pushed him down in the points after a strong showing in the round at Autopolis as well as Suzuka. So he's on 91. Then you have Ian Vickers missing from this week on 85. Then he's also tied on points with Michael Humphrey. I believe Michael Humphrey also missing from the grid this evening. Well, Friday evening, from what I've seen. Then you've got the likes of Michael Watts. I believe Michael Watts was also missing. Michael Watts is on 77. So in the relegation zone, or who is at the bottom of the table, unfortunately Dale Griffiths. I know Dale's had a lot of personal problems at the moment, which is fair enough. We do understand that. He is on 50 points, followed by the newcomer Pete Jones, who actually came in at the last two races of, obviously, all three at Kyoto, and then obviously the last two at the Nurburgring as of Friday. But then you've got Martin Corcoran, who has missed quite a majority of the season, on 21 points. So we'll get into the action very shortly. But as I say, we've got Bruno Batica, followed by Nicolas Stevanovic, and of course Samper, and of course Nuno, and of course Neil Smell, and of course Jamie are your 6 racers for race number 1 here at the Nurburgring. So let's get into the action. Let's see exactly what exactly happened, as we're about to get the red lights onto the starting gantry, and we will be very good to go. The 4 red lights at the front will be turned into green. We're about to flick there now, and who's going to get a good start into turn number 1 then? It looks like Jamie Hillman's bogged down a bit in that Lexus RCF, which then leads Bruno Batica alongside Nicolas Stevanovic, but Nuno also tries to get that rear wheel drive for BMW M4 off the line, which seems to tuck back into the likes of Neil Smell's Renault Megane V6 then. So on to lap number 1 into the tricky stadium section, which can be producing quite a lot of advantage, and Jamie obviously sorting out that Frosty's Shreddies sponsored Lexus RCF thereabouts. But hopefully Jamie will pick up the pace. It's looking likely at the moment. And Neil Smale trying to defend like mad from Nuno George, but as well as putting Samper under pressure. So Samuel Siltilla trying to get that Renault Megane V6 away from him. It seems at the moment the top 2 in the championship are almost first and third at the moment, going through the hairpin up towards the Schumacher S. Then we go for the first time. We'll see exactly what's going to happen, but with only 6 cars it's going to be probably very easily, and 7 laps will be over in a flash. But looking exactly what's going to happen for the rest of the season, as we go into obviously the latter half of the lap now, in towards Bliston and of course Advan. You know, the circuit can be very close, but as I say, I'll give you my thoughts and opinions, what I expect to see in the next couple of races after this. But obviously Nicolas Stevanovic trying to close up the gap then to Bruno Batica as we go into the NGK chicane for the final time. Just remember, we are not going left onto the North Sloper, we are going all the way round in a moment or two to the right then for the first time. About to tick off lap number 1 then, out of 7, and this is where it's going to be very tooth and nail going across the start finish line. It looks like at the moment like Neil Smell putting a lot of pressure towards Samper, but it looks like Nicolas Stevanovic, he's going to go for the move into turn number 1. He gets that Evolution, the Repsol Mitsubishi Evolution dialed up, gets past Bruno Batica with great ease, but Bruno Batica will fight back. You know how this guy likes to race. He likes to race very cleanly, and he's also putting Nicolas Stevanovic trading paint between the pair of them going in towards the stadium section for the second time then. So it looks like Nicolas Stevanovic has run a bit wide there, and Samper does exactly the same. Nuno George into 4th, then gets past Neil Smale. Neil Smale is going to be kicking himself. He's got to get past that BMW M4 with great ease at the moment. Seems Jamie's trying to push on, trying to get to the back of this group in that Frosty's sponsored Lexus RCF. He seems to be all the way with great ease at the moment, it seems thereabouts, but it's going to be very close as Bruno Batica still ekes out that advantage slightly but surely from Nicolas Stevanovic, it seems at the moment. But obviously, you know, it seems like we're on course for a fantastic race for these guys so far into the Schumacher S for the second time. It looks like Bruno Batica is all over, trying to defend like mad from Nicolas Stevanovic. Is he going to get that move done? Bit of contact between the pair of them, and pushes Bruno a bit wide, but then Bruno gets the undercut back in towards Bliston, going up towards NGK yeah, going up towards the NGK chicane now, out of Advan, and it sweeps to the right, but Nicholas Stevanovic gets onto the curb. Is he going to get a better run in towards the NGK chicane? They're almost side by side. What's going to happen? Who's going to be the last break as Bruno gets there, with Nicholas Stevanovic trying to chase him down? It looks like the Evo has a bit of the stronger moments here at the Nurburgring for round number 5 of the Eldar Sim WTSC, sponsored by I believe it's Wall Hill House. Yeah, I nearly couldn't get my words out, but it looks like on to lap number 3 then. The top 3 are almost nose to tail between the pair of them. Nicholas Stevanovic, this guy knows how to race. He raced in the Toyota Yaris last season. Serbian driver side by side with Bruno Batica, trying to get that evolution alongside, it seems, just about, with Bruno Batica getting that race lead back slightly but surely. But Sampa, you can just see him, the Mustang driver, will go on board with the Mustang, chasing down Nicholas Stevanovic into the Mercedes-Benz arena, trying to literally go on. He's got the fastest lap, I believe, in the race so far, but we'll see exactly what's going to happen. You can just see the Evolution and McGann V6 trying to put each other under pressure. Nuno there in 4th, then trying to push that BMW M4 up into further places. Maybe, who knows what he can do. He's got a trick up his sleeve. He's won a couple of races this season already, but you know, maybe the one on the road at Big Willow is a bit of a question mark. Neil Smell still in 5th place then. The Scotsman trying to push on. He's going to be absolutely on the limit with that McGann V6 at the moment. Jamie Hillman pushing that Lexus RCF. He seems to be here to try and push on, whether he gets there or not. But going back to the lead of the race then, Bruno Batica, however, seems to be on a massive attack to see exactly what's going to happen for this afternoon. But it is going to be very class to see exactly what is going to happen for this evening. Obviously this afternoon, obviously, it is a real life event, but he's going to, I do apologise, I heard my voice shared. But going into the NGK chicane for the third time, and it looks like Nicholas Stevanovic is almost on Bruno's nose to tail between the pair of them. The Evo seems to have the legs of that McGann V6 slowly but surely at the moment then. So it seems to see what is going to happen going down the front straight. You can just see Neil Smell and Jamie Hillman in the background there trying to catch up to this group. But at the moment, Nicholas Stevanovic on to lap number 4 out of 7, so we've only got a handful of laps left. It seems like Nicholas Stevanovic is going to try and go on an absolute mission to try and catch up to the back of Bruno Batica's Renault Megane V6 at the moment. But other than less, it seems like it's going to be anything here. But looking at Sampa further back, that McDonald's sponsored Mustang, it seems like he's got the 36 Mustang dialed up how he wants it, but he's got to push on. He's second in the table and going into the latter half of this first race here, the Nurburgring GP, for round number 5. But Nicholas Stevanovic, you can just see there about what's going to happen for the Repsol sponsored Mitsubishi Evolution. We'll go on board with it going down towards the hairpin for the 4th time then. And this is where it's going to be tooth and nail. You can just see him working extremely hard, trying to catch up to Bruno. He's purple in that sector, whether he's purple altogether this time round, but Bruno has got the line very carefully into the Schumacher S. He's breaking away from Nicholas Stevanovic, and then you've obviously got the likes of Sampa and of course Nuno there. Nuno trying to push that number 15 BMW alongside up to there. We'll see exactly what's happening further back. It looks like Neil Smell's dropped down to 6th and got Jamie Hillman chasing Jamie for what looks like 5th place at the moment. Jamie runs a bit wide out of Bliston on towards the Advan turn. It's going to be sweeping to the right very shortly, but it's a very long sweeping right corner up into the NGK chicane for the 4th time. This is where it's going to be braking, the last of the breakers. Jamie gets there, hops and skips and jumps the curb. Whether that's just going to be pinged a penalty is yet to be seen, but at the moment it seems it isn't. He's just pushing further and further away from Neil Smell. Neil Smell probably is going to be chasing him. We're on to lap number 5 then as we go. This is where it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen for the next couple of laps, because we're fast approaching and slowly running out of time for everyone else to catch up. But Nicolas Stevanovic almost is catching back up to Bruno Batica, but you can just see Sampa's Ford Mustang there, the McDonald's machine, trying to literally push like he's going for a McDonald's drive-through, but obviously he's not. He's trying to get up to that Repsol Mitsubishi, as well as the Portuguese Renault Megane V6. It seems like Nuno's going to be there as well. Nuno's trying to push on. He's fourth at the moment, so strong another showing from Nuno George in that BMW there. Jamie and Neil Smale almost nose to tail, but it looks like Neil's going to try and get the line as Jamie runs a bit wide, but Jamie chops the nose off that Megane. You can just see the Megane trying to push on the chrome blue. Megane trying to get that move done into the hairpin. Is he going to make it stick? Yes, he does, but Jamie's alongside him almost. This is where the power is going to be very close between the pair of them, going up towards the Schumacher S. Then Neil Smale has to concede. Jamie goes a bit wide onto the curbs there into the Schumacher S. Whether he does that and going on into exactly what is going to happen, but we'll see exactly what is happening further up. It looks like for fact Sampa is trying to be pushing away from the likes of Nuno, but Nuno's got that BMW really dialed up now towards the latter half of the lap. It almost seems like he wants to get onto the podium. You know, he's had plenty of podiums. He's had a race win, well, 2 race wins and maybe a podium, but you know, he's got to push that BMW all the way. We'll see exactly what's happening up front as we go into the penultimate lap then, as Bruno leads them away. Seems to be pushing quite severely. He knows exactly how to win races, so you know, this guy is unstoppable. Obviously championship leader, is going to be on course for another victory if he holds it together. You've got the likes of Nicolas Stevanovic, the Serbian, trying to push on. It is going to be fantastic to see exactly how he ends up. Sampa runs a bit wide going into the arena. I know how hard that Mustang is in this section. I've raced it before in my racing career and it can be very tight and twisty. Nuno still trying to chase him down then. Whether he does or not is another thing, with only 1 lap to go then, it seems. So we'll see exactly what's going to happen. Neil Smale back up into 5th place then, obviously with Jamie Hillman trying to push on quite a bit, but it seems with the pushing on for quite some time, but it's going to be very close. I'll tell you what, so far it is going to be close as anything. And I'll tell you what, even though this is a relive from Friday, it's providing some great entertainment. But going back up to the lead of the race, Bruno Batica, you can just see this guy is unstoppable. As I say, he's been my driver of the season so far because of obviously the amount of race wins, but I can't really pick and choose. You know, I've got the likes of Neil Smale, that's obviously got his 2nd place in race number 2 at Autopolis at the start of the season, and you knew for a fact that Neil was going to try and push on. Obviously Sampa trying to push away from Nuno at the moment. Nuno seems to push that BMW. He's actually almost nose to tail, but there's a bit of a gap forming between the top 4 at the moment. See what's happening with Neil Smale. Neil Smale heads into that chicane for the penultimate time. You know, he's going to be pushing on. Jamie's still in 6th place, so Jamie will have the advantage going into race number 2 when it is a reverse grid, and we'll see exactly what he will do in a couple of moments time. But you know, this is where it gets very close between the likes of Neil Smale, but the whole cars are equally spread out. So you've got Bruno Batica followed by Nicolas Stevanovic and of course Sampa at the moment. So Samuel's going to try and push that Mustang all the way. He's going to try and push every limit out of that. He's got Nuno George trying to chase him down, but you can just see the BMW M4. This is how quick the BMW may be on an attack, but we'll see exactly what's happening. Neil Smale braking a bit earlier into that part of the Mercedes-Benz arena, going down towards the hairpin now, but these guys are on course for what could be another victory for Bruno Batica, going into that sort of zone there. He's obviously unstoppable. Who knows exactly what's going to happen, because this guy is absolutely been on top form from start to finish. You know, he's not put a foot wrong. Yeah, it was a bit of a moment where him and Nicolas Stevanovic were battling for the race lead, which kind of thought the Serbian driver would get it, but it looks like Nicolas Stevanovic will be settling for second. Bear in mind any post-race penalties. It seems like we're going to be on for a good result for Sampa as well. He's got Nuno George right behind him now. However, when I say right behind him, he's chasing him down like a barrel. It's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. But there is a lot of battles going to be happening. You've got the likes of Neil Smell now eking out that advantage from Jamie Hillman. Obviously, Jamie's trying to get that Lexus. You know, it's going to be another solid points finish for the driver there. But Bruno Batica, as he's about to cross the line and take another outstanding victory for round number 5 here at the Nurburgring, he will be happy that with Nicolas Stevanovic in second then, as well as Sampa. So it is the top 3 that was on qualifying, maybe the top 4, which seems to be a bit of a pace running session for these guys. Obviously only 6 drivers in race number 1, but it seems like the likes of Neil Smell 5th place then trying to push on, and Jamie Hillman in 6th place. But we're going to see exactly what's going to happen for race number 2 in a couple of minutes, and it's going to be fantastic. We'll just let it load up. So yes guys, if you're watching the streams, thank you for joining, and it is going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen for race number 2. It is a reverse grid. I'm going to go obviously through the grid when it loads up. Obviously, you know, with it being completely a what's the word I'm looking for, not a complete grid this week. Obviously I wasn't here, so you know, I didn't see the action live, but you know, we are reliving the race itself. So hopefully you're enjoying. Please like and subscribe to Eldar Racing, it would be highly recommended. And we are getting ready for race number 2, and it is going to be fantastic. We'll see exactly what is going to happen for these guys. We'll go through the grid and we'll see who actually made it for race number 2. For the race, it seems that there was a few people missing this on Friday, so you know, it was a bit unfortunate, but hopefully we get back to near enough a full grid as of this Friday when we are at Brands Hatch. But we'll see exactly what's going to happen for race number 2 then. So it's looking likely, from what I'm seeing, we have the likes of Pete versus the Aussie Rooster, and then of course Jamie, followed by Neil, and of course Nuno. So excuse me, just while we go through the grid. So you got Peter Jones followed by the Aussie Rooster first and second. Obviously they joined into the lobby by the looks of it, with Jamie Hillman and of course Neil Smale 3rd and 4th. So the guys that were at the tail of the field as of race number 1, followed by Nuno George in his BMW. Whether he gets a lightning quick start is another thing. He's got the fast starting Sampa next to him, as well as Nicolas Stevanovic, and of course Bruno Batica, race number 1 winner in around 8th place. So let's see exactly what's going to happen for the second race here at the Nurburgring, and we will relive the action. So let's get going. So it looks like at the moment, don't worry about the starting gantry, it will be bringing the lights on very shortly. So the green light goes out to say the guys are from the warm-up lap. So the 4 red lights are going to be coming on. They're going to flip to green any moment now. And who's going to get a jump into turn number 1 then? It looks like Pete Jones is going to try and push on. He's got Aussie Rooster alongside him, the Red Bull sponsored WRX. Neil Smale up into 3rd then. However, Jamie tries to make a bold move into turn number 1, but that's allowed Neil Smale to actually jump into the race lead, which has the Aussie Rooster behind him. It seems the Rooster is trying to get on top form yet again. It seems the WRX may be struggling with tyre wear, but Pete goes a bit sideways into turn number 1, turn number 2 in that Pepsi Max sponsored Evolution, but it is almost a battle between the WRX and the Evolutions, because Nicolas Stevanovic is also up into 4th place at the moment, with Jamie Hillman 5th, Sampa 6th, and Nuno and of course Bruno at the moment, both of them currently trying to push on and show each other exactly how they're going to battle. Maybe it would be fantastic to see these guys battle from where they started race number 2 then. So Neil Smell into the hairpin for the first time then, leading them away. It seems like he's going to be pushing on. You know how Neil likes to race. Maybe a first win for him. He needs to push on. He's got the Rooster side by side almost. The Rooster going into this corner here, which is going to lead him into Bliston, which then goes alongside Neil Smell. Neil Smell cuts the grass a bit slightly with the Rooster, coming across into first place towards Advan, in towards up towards the GT chicane then, so you can just see exactly how quick these guys are pushing on. Nicolas Stevanovic up into 3rd then, putting Neil Smell under pressure. The Rooster hops the curb, so does Neil Smell, but I believe that is just how it's going to be pushing on quite a bit. And Neil Smell gets a 1 second penalty. He won't be happy about that. I don't think he was happy at the time. You know, he's had to take that penalty very quickly as he's about to start lap number 2, so that's pushed him back down to almost 8th place. Yes, it has. It's pushed him down to 8th place, but looking at Sampa, Samuel's trying to push that McDonald's Evolution into 3rd place. He's got to be careful because Pete Jones is going to try and get it there. Nuno also joining this battle with, of course, Jamie and Nuno. Nuno gets it pinned, but he keeps it together. But the battle between Jamie and of course Bruno and of course Nuno at the moment, it seems Nuno's got that battle. He's got to be very careful to see exactly what's going to happen. But so far that is pushed Neil Smell. Obviously that penalty has pushed Neil down to the tail of the field. He is not liking that. You can tell with that aggression at the moment then. However, Nuno up into 5th, then Jamie Hillman's dropped down to 6th, with the likes of Bruno Batica right behind him. So the Portuguese sandwiching Jamie Hillman at the moment. Bruno goes one way, thinks about it. He's going alongside Jamie. Yes, he's got the move done, but Jamie's got the right inside line. But then Bruno tucks right in, very close and personal, just before the Schumacher rest, but he's got Jamie all over the back of him. We'll see exactly what's happening. Sampa still in 3rd place, then the McDonald's sponsored Mustang with the Rooster and Nicolas Stevanovic side by side then, almost going out of this turn. It's going to be very close. We'll see exactly what's going to happen for this afternoon, even though it's Friday evening's live races. But it's going to be very close. Aussie Rooster tucks back in behind Nicolas Stevanovic. He's trying to push that number 7 Red Bull sponsored WRX up into that position. Whether he gets it done is another thing. So Nicolas Stevanovic will lead the race. He will tick off another lap there. It will be fantastic to see exactly what is going to happen. So Nicolas Stevanovic leads them away then from the Aussie Rooster, followed by Sampa and Nuno and of course Bruno at the moment, it seems. Jamie in 6th then, followed by Neil Smell trying to push on Pete back down to 8th place then on his 2nd race meeting of the season. Neil Smell trying to put Jamie under pressure. There was a bit of contact between the pair of them, but whether that is just a racing moment between the pair of them. Neil gets Jamie on that corner there into the arena. So the Renault fan, the Scottish Renault McGann fans will be happy with that move. Jamie's trying to push on. Looks like Pete's trying to just push thereabouts, but at the moment we'll see exactly what's happening between the 2 Portuguese drivers. They are still 4th and 5th respectively, with Nuno leading the way from Bruno at the moment, it seems. But this is where it's going to be tooth and nail between the pair of them at the moment. Nuno gets that BMW slowed down quite a bit, trying to push on for what will be a very good 4th place if he keeps it together. Samper, however, closing up to the Aussie Rooster on lap 3 out of 7 then. It almost seems likely that we're going to be on course for an absolute proper decent battle if we can. Nikola Stevanovic, however, the Serbian driver, escaping in that Repsol sponsored Mitsubishi Evolution at the moment it seems. But then you've got the likes of Aussie Rooster and Samper still holding on for second and third. At the moment it seems Bruno Batica somehow has got past Nuno. We'll try and see if we can piece up that action. We'll just flick through back for a moment or two, but you can just see exactly Nuno runs a bit wide there. Is that technically how he did it, or is it just one of that? Oh, he actually has a penalty, has a 0.5 tenth of a penalty, so that has kind of allowed Bruno Batica to actually get back into 4th place then. So that is exactly how it was done then. So that's allowed Bruno up into 4th, Nuno now 5th, Neil Smale 6th, currently under threat from Jamie. Currently trying to push on, Jamie locks up a break, going into the NGK chicane, hops the curb slightly, but that's allowed Neil Smale to try and break away. But you can just see Jamie trying to actually launch, well, not launch the car, but also trying just to push on for quite some time. But Jamie's still 7th, Neil Smale on 6th as we start lap number 4 out of 7. Jamie's going on the attack into turn number 1. Is he going to be able to? Locks up a break, still gets past Neil Smale. Neil Smale thinks none of it, runs a bit wide there, but Jamie gets 7th. Unfortunately has 7th place back. But, you know, they're going to be battling for 6th and 7th between the pair of them. Let's see exactly what's going to happen. Neil Smale there currently being put under pressure by Jamie Hillman, and you can just go on board with that Lexus RCF it seems. But, you know, Jamie's going to try and push quite a bit. He's trying to push that Lexus, the throaty Lexus, against the Renault Megane. It's almost a bit of contact between the pair of them. Neil goes a bit wide, but that is where it's going to be very close to see exactly what is going to happen for the likes of Neil Smale and of course Jamie Hillman towards the latter half of the lap. But looking at this between the Rooster and Samper has finally got past the Rooster, so whether Andrew Osler's got a bit of tyre wear that gives Samper a bit of a tap. It seems that tap's just going to be a bit careful, but you can just see exactly what is happening between the pair of them. You got Bruno Batica and Nuno still 4th and 5th, so it's good results for Nuno at the moment. You know, he will get, even though he's not getting a race win at the moment, he's had one race win tonight, but you know, he's going to try and push on for vital points as the Rooster and Samper. Bruno's nemesis in 2nd place at the moment, championship nemesis, under threat from the Roosters Subaru Impreza WRX. This is where it's going to be close. I can't wait to see how it goes. On to lap number 5 we go, and it looks like Neil Smale trying to eke out away from Jamie at the moment, with the likes of Pete down in 8th place at the moment. Don't forget, this guy is new to racing. He's going to be fantastic coming towards the end of the season, and hopefully we see plenty more of him, even though he's in 8th place at the moment. But Neil Smale under attack from Jamie going to turn 1. Jamie locks up another break. He's just trying to push on. Maybe the brake bias is a bit wrong on that car. Maybe Neil Smale is getting away slowly but surely. But you can just about see the likes of that Renault Megane V6 going into the stadium section, trying to break away. You can just see exactly how well he's pushed on. So in the meantime, Bruno Batica then in that Megane V6, you can just see him with the Rooster and Samper. He's almost catching these guys up now, so he's back where he wants to be. Comfortable pace with 2 laps to go in the second race here at the Nurburgring for round number 5 at the WTSC. Brought to you by Eldar Racing and proudly sponsored by Wall Hill House. Thank you for your sponsorship, it means a lot. And I tell you what, it is going to be very close and personal now, because Nuno is in 5th place, but you've got Bruno trying to chase the Rooster down. He's going to try and get that WRX in Pretzer chased down with great ease. We'll go on board with the McCann V6 driver just to see exactly what is going to happen. He's got the Rooster lined up, going up towards Advan, in towards the NGK chicane to complete the lap, with only a lap to go after the next lap. But he's going to try and brake. He's going to try and get it. You can just see the McCann sees the Subaru run a bit wide. The Rooster's tyre wear probably is a bit more shocking, but you know, the Rooster concedes that 3rd place to Bruno Batica. Now Bruno has got to push on to try and catch up to Samper. But yeah, again, the Rooster is going to be finding himself in a Portuguese sandwich. I'll tell you what, Nuno is there in 5th then. Jamie back into 6th place from Neil Smell. We'll try and figure it exactly what happens. But going up towards, obviously, the likes of Advan then, Neil Smell concedes that place on the straight towards the NGK chicane. So that is how it has been done as Jamie locks up the brake. But that is caught up, so the battle now is going to be pushing on. Whether Samper pushes all the way, he's got a bit of a gap. Nikola Stevanovic has that gap quite a bit now. You can just see the Serbian pushing that Mitsubishi along the way onto the penultimate lap. He goes a bit wide out of the Mercedes-Benz arena, but Samper's also there. But then you've got Bruno Batica trying to push on. Whether he does, you can just see the Aussie Rooster trying to literally push on for 4th place at the moment. Could be 3rd, but it would have been 3rd if he hadn't made that mistake going out of the NGK chicane the lap before. Nuno 5th, and Jamie still 6th, Neil Smell 7th, and Pete Jones in 8th at the moment, still doing a stellar job keeping it together. This guy's only in his 2nd race event of the season, and it's going to be very close to see how well he does cover the remaining races of the season. But this is where it's going to be close, because Nikola Stevanovic, he will be on course for another win, and this is where the Serbian will have the power. But looking at Samper at the moment, he is currently trying to escape from Bruno Batica. You can just see that McCann V6, you can just see lurking in the mirrors there. But it's going to be very close and personal between the pair of them, and it's going to be very close to top 2 in the championship. However, and we'll see exactly what's going to happen between these guys, it seems. And Samper has that line with Nikola Stevanovic about to start the final lap. It looks like the Rooster's getting away from Nuno at the moment. Nuno's got on that curb, doesn't want to get on that curb too much, but it will be fantastic to see if he can hold on for 5th place. Jamie and Neil Smell. Neil Smell is right behind him, almost there now, almost alongside the Lexus, going out of the final turn. Then this is where it's going to be tooth and nail between these two. It almost seems like Neil Smell is going to have that line going into turn 1 onto the final lap between the pair of them. Then this is where it's going to get close. Is Jamie going to be able to hold on? Locks up the brakes again going into this turn 1 here at the Nurburgring. It seems that Jamie will have 6th place covered unless Neil Smell thinks of a last lap lunge. We will see exactly what's going to happen. Jamie's there, Neil Smell almost thereabouts as well. Gets 6th place perfectly going into the arena. There's a bit of a tap between the pair of them. They're almost side by side, almost trading paints. But this is where the battles galore will happen. But we'll try and see what's happening further up the field. Neil Smell tries to think about taking 6th place again, but he gets the door shut in his face. He's not going to like that. Jamie's probably eating his bowl of Frosties as he goes around that corner. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be fantastic to see exactly what is going to happen. Neil Smell trying to chase that Frosties car all the way. Jamie's defending like mad now. We'll see exactly what's going to happen. Pete, however, with a 1 second penalty, that's a bit unfortunate for the Evolution driver, but you know, fair play, he will pick up the pace, and I'm sure his time will come before the end of the season. I'll tell you what, Jamie Hillman putting Neil Smell under considerable amounts of pressure from telling him, oh, you got to be careful, mate, you know. But what is going on up the road? It looks like Rooster, and what about this? Bruno Batica and Sampa, the top two in the championship. This is going to be close between the pair of them. What is going to happen? Bruno gives Sampa a bit of a tap, but Sampa closes the door. But Nikola Stevanovic takes a race win, with Sampa second in that McDonald's-sponsored Mustang, with Bruno Batica in for third, with the Rooster coming home in fourth, defending like mad from Nuno. Jamie and Neil almost there. Jamie runs a bit wide out of the final turn. I hope he has not. His frost is out of there, with Jamie now 6th and Neil Smell in 7th, and Pete with that penalty in 8th place rather at the moment. Fair play to him. You know, he will learn a lot from these guys, and it seems likely that you know, there was a bit of a moment there, but race number 2 seemed to be a bit of a argy-bargy moment. But we'll go straight into race number 3, and I'll just grab a quick drink and then we'll get into race number 3 for what happened on Friday, and it's going to be very close to see exactly what's going to happen. So welcome to the stream, guys, and we'll see. So we'll see exactly what is going to happen for the last race of the Friday night. It seems that the way things were going, we'll just go through the grid. It is a rolling start, bear in mind, just to get that out there, and we'll see exactly what is going to happen for then. So obviously rolling start, reverse grid as well, they're always equally anticipating, and it is going to be a classic, so we'll see exactly what's going to happen. So it's Pete from, I believe, Neil Smale. Yes, it is Pete from Neil Smale, Jamie Hillman, Nuno, the Aussie Rooster, Bruno, and of course Sampa and Nikola Stevanovic at the tail of the field. So at the moment then, we will go to Pete Jones for the race start. Sun is setting on what has been a glorious night of racing. Only 8 cars again for the third and final race of the evening. It's another 7-lap thriller, so let's see what is going to happen. We are about to go through the final turn. The green light will come on the starting gantry any moment now, and we will see exactly what's going to happen for the final race here at the Nurburgring for round number 5 of the Wall Hill House Eldar WTSC. It's going to be very close. Neil Smale also trying to chase down Pete Jones already into turn 1. He's got Jamie Hillman, his nemesis from the first 2 races. Jamie locks up a break. Pete Jones and Neil Smale have a bit of contact, which is allowed now Nuno up into the race lead then, with Neil Smale second, Aussie Rooster in third, then followed by Bruno Batica. Jamie 5th, trying to get that Frosty sponsored Lexus back straight again with Sampa alongside him. Nikola Stevanovic trying to push on as well. Jamie's getting swamped between the Mustang and the Mitsubishi at the moment at the tail of the field then. However, Neil Smell and the Rooster, they're battling. The Rooster gets into second place then, while Nuno leads the race. Neil Smell gets on the attack there, leaves it a bit right, gives the Rooster a bit of a kiss on the way out. You know, that seems to be exactly how it goes at the moment. Bruno Batica, however, 4th place at the moment, championship leader, putting the Rooster under threat. It seems Neil Smell runs a bit wide out of the hairpin for the first time then, which has allowed the Rooster and of course Bruno Batica to overtake him up to... Oh, Jesus. I don't know which one you sent it to because there's quite a lot of us in here. It's normally in letterboxes, yeah. Yeah. So that's it, because around the corner, mate. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh, alright. Do apologise about that, guys. Joseph Dean's com going off. Right, so back to the action then. We've got the Rooster versus Bruno Batica. However, trying to push on for second place at the moment. He's trying to get the Rooster as we go into thereabouts then, with Nuno still leading the race then. However, with the Rooster still battling with Bruno Batica going in towards Advan for the first time then in the final race of the evening, with Bruno Batica in third place. He's now second. Oh, there's a bit of contact between Samper and the Rooster. We'll jump back to that battle then. Go on board with the Mustang. Gives the Aussie Rooster a bit of a tap there, which then also pushed the Rooster a bit wide. Can we see that from Andrew Ostler's view? Yes, we can. Gets a bit crossed up, but then Samper goes into there and knocks into the driver's side door then. So that allows the likes of Nuno and Bruno, both Portuguese drivers, pushing on then for quite a bit. Whether this is going to happen and play advantage for these guys at the moment. The Rooster still fourth then, with Jamie in currently fourth then, with of course Nicolas Stevanovic and Samper almost having a bit of a battle. Neil Smell down into seventh, then Samper tries to make another move on Jamie, loses ground though because Nicolas Stevanovic gets into third place. Samper has a bit of a penalty now, 0.5 tenth of penalty, and this is what is going to happen to be pushing on. Whether this gets a bit battles galore between the pair of them. Jamie fifth with Samper. Oh, there's a bit of contact between the pair of them as well. Neil Smell is also there, and the Rooster now down in seventh then, probably getting a bit bullied and a bit frustrated now, down in seventh place with Pete in eighth then, with Nuno currently in first place, followed by Bruno Batica, and of course Nicolas Stevanovic, followed by Samper with that still that 4/10 penalty at the moment in that Mustang. Maybe he's got to be pushing on quite a bit, but he's got Neil Smale chasing him down as well. Jamie's still there, sixth place Aussie Rooster, probably not drinking his can of Red Bull, but trying to probably push on. He needs a couple of cans of Red Bull to fly through the field there, with Pete trying to chase him down now. So it looks like at the moment Nuno on course for another win of the season, with Bruno Batica pushing him down there, with Nicolas Stevanovic in third place then, with Samper still fourth at the moment, Neil Smale fifth, Jamie in sixth for the Aussie Rooster in seventh. The number 7 car rightly placed, but he's got to be careful because he's got Jamie trying to defend on the attack into the NGK chicane for the second time. Jamie locks up another brake. Looks like Jamie's suffering a bit brake problems in that Lexus RCF this evening, with the likes of Pete Jones trying to catch these guys up. It seems the Rooster goes one way, Jamie goes the other. They have a bit of a nice move into the final turn, so the Rooster gets 6th place from Jamie Hillman at the moment then. So on to lap 3 out of 7. This is where it's going to be fantastic. I tell you what, how close is everything going to happen? We'll see exactly what is going to happen, but we'll see exactly how well things are going to go. And I tell you what, Neil Smell's still there in 5th place, Samper now still in 4th, Nicolas Stevanovic however trying to push up, he's trying to get another race win. Bruno there still in 2nd, with Nuno still in 1st place then, the BMW driver trying to latch onto the back of his countryman, trying to chase him down quite a bit. You can just see the VLR cars spreading themselves out quite a bit from this guy, Nicholas Stevanovic, the Serbian, at the moment in third place, then with Sampa fourth, Neil Smell still fifth, then after a bit of a argy-bargy first lap. The Roosters sixth, Jamie in seventh, followed by Pete Jones in the Pepsi Max Mitsubishi Evolution in eighth place. And fair enough, he's actually doing quite well. He's actually now gaining up to the pack. Whether his Evolution's up to temperature is yet to be seen, but he's doing a stellar job so far, so good. So Nuno still leads the way then into Advan, then towards the final part of the lap, going into the NGK chicane. This is going to be an absolute astounding manoeuvre. You've got Bruno Batica trying to push all the way, trying to catch up to him. You can just see the gap. Oh, Nuno's lost it. Nuno's gone rally crossing out of the final corner. What a shame for the BMW driver. That has pushed him right down now. That has pushed him right down the order. He's going to be livid with that. He's going to have to jump back in to where he is. So that's allowed Neil Smell up into fourth, then Sampa in third, then Nicholas Stevanovic now in second. So championship leader Bruno Batica must be like, I can't believe I've got the race lead now with only 3 laps to go in this race. This is where it's going to be tooth and nail, guys. I'll tell you what, looking forward to seeing exactly what is going to happen. But we have got exactly quite a bit of time still to go. Nicholas Stevanovic in second, followed by Sampa third, with Neil Smale currently in the Renault Megane V6 pushing on for fourth place. He's got to be careful because he's got the Rooster behind him. Nuno and Jamie now. Nuno's dropped all the way down to 6th place. That was a bit unfortunate for Nuno. How on earth did he lose control out of that chicane? He must have clipped the curb too much, and it's just absolutely unstoppable. The Portuguese driver, he was doing so well. You know, that was a bit unfortunate for him. Jamie in 7th, and maybe still eating his Frosties on the way round. But, you know, he's getting that Lexus quicker and quicker every time. Pete in 8th, then runs a bit wide out of that hairpin up towards the Schumacher S. However, looking at Bruno Batica then going through up towards Advan for the 4th time. This is where it's going to be tooth and nail between quite a lot of drivers, but it's not, because Bruno has that gap from Nicholas Stevanovic. Sampa still in 3rd, then Neil Smale still 4th, holding on to 4th in that Megane V6, trying to push on, trying to show exactly how capable he is. You've got the Aussie Rooster, Red Bull sponsored Subaru WRX, as Neil Smell goes rally crossing out of the NGK chicane. He's done the right thing and allowed the Rooster to go through, because that was almost a bit of an advantage. But the Rooster is under threat from Neil Smell, going on to lap number 5 then with 2 laps to go in this race. This is where it's going to be very close, but you can just see maybe the sun setting is putting a couple of drivers under a bit of pressure at the moment. Obviously the Rooster trying to defend from Neil Smell. Nuno is also gaining. You can just see that green, black and yellow BMW M4. Jamie dropped down into 6th, then Neil Smell 7th. Has Neil Smell got an issue that we know of, or is it he's just playing it cool? It seems at the moment though he's dropped down to 8th place. Has he had an issue, or is he just playing it cool? Yet to be seen. It seems at the moment though, from what I'm seeing going on board with the Megane V6 driver, he's picked up the pace now, but whether he's just had a bit of a penalty is yet to be seen. But Bruno Batica, with 2 laps to go, still leading this final race of the evening here at the Nurburgring for the Wall Hill House Eldar WTSC, and it's going to be very close. You can just about see what Nicholas Stevanovic is trying to do, get him back onto the podium then for another race, so he will be happy. He's been on the podium all evening, but he's splitting the likes of Sampa and of course Bruno Batica, are splitting him at the moment. But this is what is going to happen, but the Rooster still 4th then, Nuno still 5th then, chasing down. Jamie's got a 6th, 10th penalty. Where's he picked out from? Has he run wide in that Frosties? Maybe he's Frosties to pick up that penalty. He's yet to be seen, but no, he hasn't. He must have picked it up for going over track limits. Pete in 7th, and Neil Smale picking up now the pace. Whether he's a bit livid with a couple of mistakes earlier on, but fair play, he's not giving up. So on to the penultimate lap then. Bruno Batica leads the race quite a bit, substantial gap from Nicolas Stevanovic at the moment. Sampa in 3rd then, followed by the Aussie Rooster in 4th, followed by Nuno in 5th then. So it kind of looks like the BMW and Subaru battle will happen. Jamie's still 6th, Pete in 7th. Neil Smale, has he had a penalty? It seems he's had a bit of a penalty, so he's going to be livid, and I think he's had a bit of a nightmare already on Friday by the looks of it. But Bruno Batica, however, this guy is unstoppable. He's on course for another race win. We'll see exactly what's going to happen with Nicolas Stevanovic trying to push on, and we'll see how good and how well a Serbian driver is going to do. You can just see Bruno Batica going through the hairpin. You can just see we're on board with the Evolution driver trying to push on trying to push up towards the likes of Bruno Batica onto the penultimate lap, final half of the circuit, with 1.5 laps to go. But this is where Sampa will be pushing. The Rooster still 4th. Nuno trying to push the Rooster. That's the Aussie Rooster trying to push the Rooster all the way. You can just see Nuno's BMW. He will be livid. He will be kicking himself with the mistake he made going out the NGK chicane a couple of laps ago. But he's getting ever closer to the likes of the Aussie Roosters, Subaru and Preta at the moment. The Rooster with a 5/10 penalty. Probably cut too many corners there, so that's allowed Nuno to get alongside and overtake the Rooster. So that was fairly done. But you can just see Jamie in 6th, followed by Pete. Pete's got a bit of a penalty, not 0.5 of a second penalty in this race. It seems he will try and push on. I know exactly how it feels being a new racer, but he will get there. Neil Smale in 8th then so far. But Bruno Batica onto the final lap then. He is unstoppable. This guy may as well just sold the championship. But this guy is unstoppable. He has done very well this evening, and it's going to be very close. You've got Nicolas Stevanovic trying to push away. We're on board with the Evolution, trying to push absolutely more gaps between him and, of course, Bruno Batica. But we're on the final lap. Sampa still there in that Mustang trying to push on. It is quite an unreal car to drive. You've got Nuno still 4th with the Rooster, closely followed now. Whether the tyre wear on that Subaru's cost him a bit of time. Jamie's still in 6th then, Pete in 7th, followed by Neil Smale in 8th. But this is where it's going to be tooth and nail. Bruno goes out of the hairpin for the final time, up towards the Schumacher S for the final time as well. He's going to be taking a well-deserved another victory for these guys. We'll see exactly what is going to happen. So, with only 8 cars on the grid this evening, it was 6 to start with for race number 1, but 2 more has provided a bit more entertainment. Nuno still trying to work the legs of that BMW. He's trying to push on. Whether he does or not, it is going to be very close. But Nuno's there with the Rooster still in 5th, Jamie's 6th, Pete in 7th, and Neil Smale 8th at the moment. But going through the NGK chicane for the final time then, for the final race of the evening, is Bruno Batica. He is going to be taking another well-deserved victory in WTSC this season. He will come across the line, flashes the lights with delight. He takes the checkered flag, followed by Nicolas Stevanovic. A trio of podiums for the guys this evening. It seems Sampa in third, then Nuno fourth with the Rooster, almost nose to tail out of the final turn. Who is going to get the race? Who's going to get fourth? Nuno will get fourth from the Rooster. That is fair play between the pair of them. And I'll tell you what, Jamie Hillman in sixth then. Bit of an argy-bargy moment for excuse me, Jamie in the opening lap. Pete in seventh, and what a stellar finish. He'll get some seventh place points, which is a stellar drive for him this evening, followed by Neil Smale in eighth place. A bit of a disappointment round for Neil Smale, but yes, that was the round number 5 of the Wall Hill House Eldersim WTSC. And I'll tell you what, guys, what is going to happen? We have got 9 races to go and 3 rounds to go. This Friday will see us, and it will see me, Hoppers, on the mic as per usual on a Friday when we go to Brands Hatch on the Grand Prix Loop for what looks like a very close 9-lap races in the Wall Hill House WSTC for Eldersim Racing. It is going to be very exciting. If you'd like to see exactly more action, please do like and subscribe to the Eldersim YouTube channel. Check us out on Facebook, check us out on Instagram, and most of all, check us out on www.eldersimracing.co.uk for all the latest news. It is going to be fantastic. I can't wait. And obviously, as of tomorrow, we have the Shell Lawman Motorsport British Touring Cars at, I believe, we are at Blue Moon Bay, and that is going to be another exciting race. Exciting 2 sets of races, the sprint race and the feature race. But most of all, join us for Friday for WSTC, because you don't want to miss that when we head to Brands Hatch, where it is going to be very close. And who knows, very personal. So until then, guys, thank you for tuning in this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed the stream. Please smash that like button, and please also click subscribe and click that notification bell, because you don't want to miss the action, because it is getting tense towards the sharp end of the season. And I'll see you tomorrow for BTCC, and then I will also see you for WSTC on Friday, where there's only 9 races to go and 3 rounds left of the championship. Who is going to take the race wins? Is Bruno Batica going to be still at winning form, or is someone else going to pip him 2 race wins at Brands Hatch? You know, it is going to be exciting. All 3 races are going to be live and exclusive on Eldersim, and also tomorrow BTCC is going to be epic. So until then, guys, I have been Hoppers for Eldersim. Take care, enjoy the rest of your day, and hopefully I will see you for the action tomorrow.